around net by Cardenas. That gets saved by the netminder, who's been good from what I've seen here at the end of the first, start of the second. Hawks played around to the near side corner. Spohn settles it back off for Missick. Missick tries to drag through two, poke check, but controlled by the Hawks. That comes up and out though, and Monument's gonna break. Good job getting back there by number 23, Cam Fabrizio. As Cam must have forgot his jerseys. And he's wearing 23 instead of 16. .15:53 here in the second. And the Hawks are leading 1-0. Puck comes off, back to the point. Monument goes down the boards. Poked at, taken away by the Hawks, breaking through the middle. Taylor jumps up offensively. Taylor works wide, goes cross ice, bumped off the puck is Oxenrider as he can't find it, but the loose puck is then turned over onto the Monument stick. Shot deflects up, bounces in on Bell, and he'll stop it at 15:31. And a cover is Monument trying to push hard here to start the second period. Hawks looking to extend. Face-off, one back by Monument. Shot to the near side boards, controlled by Taylor. He'll jump up again. Back, a little give and go with Ripley. Taylor looks across. Backhands towards the middle. Oxenrider can't find it. Chipped around to the far side. Ostad comes down to keep it in. Pass for Ripley gets knocked back, but Ostad able to chop it up, and then it comes back out of the zone and controlled in the back end by Fabrizio. Ostad dumps it down and around the boards. Taylor up on in the forward position tonight, playing wing. That puck gets knocked off the stick of Ripley, backhanded in by Fabrizio, and Hawks have to touch up as Monument works back through their own end. Tipped off a leg and a skate, taken away by Ripley. Good steal, tries to throw it towards the net, dumped out of the zone by Monument. Back in his own end, Fabrizio up the boards, finds Oxenrider. Oxy tries to go across. It gets turned over. McElhaney's going to challenge, but Hawks have it. Near side Fabrizio as he looks ahead. Good stretch pass though out of the reach. That'll be icing. And a whistle at 14:22. So coming all the way down to the Hawk end. And hopefully you guys will start picking it up live here on YouTube. Face off, down low, controlled by the Hawks up to the near side, but not out. Pressure comes from Halder. Ash busting ahead. That goes off his skate, stays in for Monument. They go in off sides, then dump it back out. Heersink on the back end will skate the middle. Heersink challenge, harassed a bit, breaks away from traffic and carries it into the zone. He'll drop low, backhanded towards the net, looking across for Halder. Gets gloved up by the netminder at 13:58. Nice little sauce pass, looking for Halder, streaking down the right side. Goalie does a good job snagging that one out of the air. Freezing the puck. As Mahalik will win a face-off back. Working from the point, shot, score! Owen Heersink, ladies and gentlemen. Straight off the face-off from Mahalik. And he puts it up, bar down on a ripper from Heersink. And Mahalik. So Mahalik makes it in to start the second period, gets an assist. Heersink, who might have been a little late himself after his game, rips one home, and we got a 2-0 ball game. Monument plays it ahead. Good step up there by Carter Ray. And he comes back down. Carter chops it ahead for Cardenas. Nate backhands it off the boards. Challenged by Monument, but onto the stick of Missick. Missick will carry it into the zone, pulls up, reverses back, waits, now drives in himself, walks straight in, short side shot, nice save made by the netminder. Back at the point, Ray chops it down low, never gets through, and it gets banged out of the zone. Monument forcing the Hawks back as Heersink's at his own blue line. He gives that one off for Ray on the near side, over skates, has to go back for Heersink in the far corner. Loose puck all the way down. Hawks getting ready to go on the road next week for what's going to be a huge weekend as it's championship/playoff time in the Atlantic Hockey Federation. And Hawks will get on the road on Friday the 13th and start play on Valentine's Day. And I'll keep you updated there, but I know we have some preliminary dates and times as it's going to start up on Saturday, February 14th. We're going to have an afternoon tilt, 4:20 Eastern time. Followed up by 2 games on Sunday in the round robin, and then Monday morning semifinals and Monday noontime would be finals. So that's what we have to look forward to as far as upcoming schedule for next weekend. But before we get to that, Hawks need to get out of Monument with the win, and they've got themselves a 2-0 lead to keep it started. So 12:32 here in the second period. Oxenrider will take a draw. Walking in, shot by Taylor. And it's snagged by the netminder. Taylor can't believe it. So we got a face off to the right here. Puck is loose and down. Oxenrider challenges, goes around the far side. Ripley, he centers on a cross, picked off and read well by Monument as he breaks out. McElhaney goes down the far side, gets around the D, can't get to the front of the net. Now he wants to circle. Taylor slows him up. Back off on the near side corner where you'll lose visual. Sorry, won't see the entire game here based on my angles. Puck on the far side. Controlled by the Hawks out front, trying to chip one for Taylor in front. He couldn't get the shot off. And we get a whistle and a stoppage at 11:44 here of the period. Save made by Bell. Hawks will get a change. Monument will get some fresh bodies out. Puck is down, shot in on Bell, blocked, comes out to the near side. Mahalik challenges in the corner. 2 bodies come together there. Puck loosen up the boards. Back in behind, Mahalik circles out. He flashes ahead. He's gonna go wide on the Monument D. Gets around 2, comes to the front of the net, tries to feed it out front, no weights, pulls back. Now trapped in the corner, he's got to cycle back low, goes around on the far side. Don't know if you guys are getting anything on my broadcast. It'll be on the tape if it's not, but Heersink slows one up and flips that far side for B-Rob. B-Rob brings it on into the zone, gets around 1, trying to go to the front. Mahalik was waiting in front. B-Rob blows the tire and goes down. Monument takes it over. Mahalik picks it off behind the net. Now he goes up to the point. We got a penalty call coming. That's going to go against. Oh, it's going to be both as we're going to get matching minors. And that's why the whistle came down. Okay, good. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, you guys. Glad to see that you are catching some of the action. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it, buddy. And here we go. Puck is down. Back at the point, walked across, over skated by Heersing, comes out of the zone. He's got to regroup back, challenge, and Monument forces the turnover. And we got a whistle and a slash, and that's going to go on Heersing, I think, going to the box. And now we're going to see a power play opportunity for and Coach Gore not happy as he felt the slashes were exchanged, and yet Heersing was the only one penalized. So a power play chance here for Monument. As Coach Gore expresses his discontent with that call. The Hawks maintain a 2-0 lead here, but now on the PK. Face-off one back, cleared up and out nicely by Fabrizio and down ice. Back off the near side, Monument working up the boards. Tough angle there for Oxy as he blows through there. Monument player continues up. Puck goes in towards Bell, but around backside to the near side boards. Monument player with a little bit of space is King. King walks in, fires. Oh man, screened off a little bit there was Bell by Fabrizio, but no damage done. So it goes off the back glass. Now dumped in deep. Cam will rocket that one around and clear it out. All the way down ice at 9:56 now, and a little off. 1:18 left in the penalty to Heersing for slashing. Plus we have the matching minors that aren't up on the board. That one gets tossed ahead, turned over, but kept in nicely by Monument. They work down low, try to get set up on the power play. Crack across, for time shot, nice save by Bell. Man gets tied up by Fabrizio. But Monument comes in, peels it loose, and gets back to the point. Trying to work down, bodied up by Oxy. Venezia gives that one up. It goes cross front. Shot deflects up and ends up going wide off a couple sticks of Bell, but not out. Quick shot again. Bell has to fight that one off and cover. And finally gets a whistle at 9:12. But Monument doing a good job getting set up on their power play and getting some opportunities. As well, 37 seconds left in the Monument power play here. Mahalik's face-off goes to the side and ripped out of the zone by Ostad. Or excuse me, by Carter Ray and down ice. Monument tries to bring it back. Mahalik forces the man wide. A little reversal coming across through the middle. Good step up by Ray. Mahalik knocks it down. He's going to kick it out to the far side. Mahalik carries down, tries to get around the D, front of the net. Quick move, shot off the side of the post or off the netminder. But a good move to the front of the net by Mahalik, shorthanded. As Monument goes far side. 7 seconds left. There's a pass through the middle. They missed it one time, and Mahalik taps it free and out to center ice. Taylor with it back behind his own cage. 8:32 and even strength. The matching minors will have to find their way out shortly as Halder misses the touch pass there. Thrown far side, gets through Mahalik and down ice for what should be icing. And it is at 8:19. And so now the matching minors get out, and we're back to even strength on the benches and even strength on the ice at 8:19 of the second. Hawks leading 2-0. Mahalik's face-off. One forward, walking in backhand, forward, backhand. Oh, couldn't tuck it home. It's B-Rob. Pulls it loose from Mahalik. Mahalik waits, goes out, fights off a check there. Comes all the way across. Taylor hadn't gone down, so that gets chipped up by Monument. Taylor keeps it in. Bodies come together. Mahalik has to wait to keep it on side. Now, swings wide. Goes down in the corner. Now gets it loose. Back off to the far side point. Shot from the point, knocked down. Comes free, chopped up and out, and we'll get a whistle and a penalty. I believe going against Monument, if I'm not mistaken. So Hawks will get a power play chance at 7:50 here in the second period. And a hooking call goes against Monument Hockey Club. Someone's got to serve, and number 29 will head to the box. So that's Venezia. Mahalik will take a draw here, sets up the power play, wants Heersink inserted position. Face-off win back to the point, controlled by Ripley. Sauce pass across the sinks. Heersink walks in and fires. Glove knocks it down, tapped from behind, ends up on Robertson's stick. Robertson finds Mahalik high. He'll walk. He looks, finds Heersink. Heersink fires and scores. Heersink for Mahalik connection for round 2. And Heersink, another bar down wrister. 7:33 for a power play goal. 3-0 lead Hawks. The power play gets something going. So taking advantage on special teams, killing penalties when we were in the box, and now scoring on the PP and making it 3-0 here at 7:33 of the second period. Monument kicks that into the zone, tapped loose by Fabrizio to the far side. Thrown back in on Bell. Bell turns it aside with the stick. Fabrizio hands that one off near side. Body's going down, but able to push ahead here is Ostad as he jumps up from the back end. He'll carry it all the way down ice, gets around the D, then works in behind the net. Tap loose, gives way for Spone. Spone sees that one kept in by Cardenas as Nate comes down in the corner, undercuts the man, kicks it loose to himself off the net, throws it out front, quick shot, score. As a nice feed to Missick, but that's all work from Nate Cardenas. As Nate just did the dirty work down the boards, gets in behind the net, finds a loose puck, feeds it out front, and you're not going to let a goal scorer like Missick loose in front without paying the price, and they do, and it's 4-0 Hawks at 7:01 of the second period. Hawks have opened it up with 3 goals here in the second. Oxen Riders face-off ends up back at the blue line. Monument knocks it free. Taylor challenges and wins that puck. Gives it up for Ripley off for Oxy. Oxy fires, blocker save made. Puck back up the boards, flipped up and out, and that will be icing on Monument. At 6:44 here of the second period. Face-off is down and won by the Hawks at the point for Fabrizio. He fires a shot, hits a leg, never gets through on the netminder. Winged across to the near side and battle at the blue line as Oxenrider keeps it in. Good chip pass across, quick shot, wrist by Ripley just goes wide of the far side post. Now we're gonna get a penalty call as that's gonna come down. And I believe that's gonna be Monument for the rough as they pounded Taylor into the boards in the corner. As Cleek heads to the box and Hawks head to the power play at 6:22. Dangerous times and tempting fate here for Monument as the last 2 power plays have delivered goals for the Hawks. 2 minutes for the rough. And a face-off here for Oxenrider to get things going. Taylor playing the backhand here with Fabrizio. Face-off wins down and forward. Chopped up the boards and thrown up and out. Fabrizio reads it well and regroups so. Challenged inside his own end. Backhand off, gives it up for Oxy. Oxy will circle back. Works through the middle. Tapped and stolen, and a good step up on McElhaney by Cam. Smart play as he gets that loose. Spone, though, watches it poked free. And good penalty killing here for Monument in the early going. They've killed 30 seconds, and the Hawks haven't gotten set up in the zone. That one goes off the stick of Spone and deflected up into the screen and out of play on the clearing attempt from Monument. So 5:49 left here in the second period. 1:27 left on the power play. Oxen Riders face-off, comes back to the point to Taylor. Taylor walks, looks, he gives up the shot opportunity, goes down the boards, challenges out on the far side. So Spohn watches Taylor take this shot. It comes in low off the pads, ricochets out wide, controlled by the Hawks. At the point, Fabrizio. He waits, off the half board, forced down low in the corner. Tapped in the corner by and around to the near side. Hawks in a battle there. Spohn, loose puck picked up by Oxy, and Oxy will go to the point. Taylor waits, fires low, looking for a deflection from Cardenas. Didn't get it, but another one ripped in from the point. That deflects off Cardenas this time to the near side corner. Nate sends it in behind for Spohn. Spohn peels out on the far corner. Trying to come across, deflected ×2, but finds its way to Taylor. Taylor looked for a deflection from Oxenrider. That was definitely a shot pass. That one goes through Oxy on the centering pass from Nate. And a quick shot by Taylor comes loose. Nate banging at it. And he gets knocked free as a good defensive play made by Monument. But the Hawks continue to control. That one's going to get through Heersink and out to center ice. So he'll hand that one back off as we get a change here on the power play. Ripley walks on. He'll bring it down, waits. Tries to center across, goes far side, Oxenrider, who's still on the ice. He waits, he sees Mahalik, but the cut goes to Heersink. Backhand, misses the net, goes up high. Mahalik come all the way down. Evan into the corner, then reverses out. Penalty expires. Evan walks and fires, and it flecks off a leg and goes wide of the netminder. Even strength now, Ripley through. Wait, he gets held up, has to hold it back. Mahalik with room to shoot this time. Into the glove and held by the netminder for Monument at 4:05 of the second period. So no power play tally, no damage done. Good penalty killing from Monument. And it stays 4-0 Hawks. Monument able to pick one off and take it up and out of the zone, carry it in and dump it in deep. On the forecheck, Carter Ray fields it far side, comes off the skate of Spohn, back for Sinks. Heersink with it behind the net. Heersink will wait, slow up as King comes on, trying to read the breakout. Hand it off there for Missick. He'll wheel and push ahead. Missick turns the man around and drives down the middle and comes off to the near side. Missick down to the boards, gets tied up with a couple of bodies. Spohn comes in support, and it's pulled loose by Cardenas. Nate tries to put it out front. King picks it off, and King feeds it off to the near side. Looks like he might touch a stick. That won't be icing. Oh, yes, it is, as it must have missed him at 3:17, or maybe it's just the fact that I don't know what icing is anymore after too many Chassa games of watching refs not call icings when they should happen, calling icings when they shouldn't, and so we will see a offensive zone face-off here for Mahalik with Halder and Robertson at 3:17 here of the second period. Face-off down in the skates, kicked loose, comes to the point for Ray. Ray will tap it over for Heersink, comes across for Robbie. Robbie swings wide, fires, save made, and held by the netminder. No rebound. Heersink, a little chin music there for Coach Dormer. Don't know what the conversation was over there, but he had to show him whatever was on the bottom of his stick, apparently. Mahalik's faceoff comes back. Ray steps up and keeps it in. Mahalik picks it up on the half boards. Sent through the middle looking for the deflection. Comes off Halder to the near side. Halder goes down the boards into the corner. Chopped free, but kicked in by Ray. Thrown low, picked off nicely by Monument and floated up and out. Trying to get opportunity, but sniffed out by Heersink, and he'll wheel. Picks his pocket. His Monument could have odd numbers. Oh, good back-checking work on the step up from Ray. Robertson back checks it. Now he's going to go through everyone or try to. Heersing tries to throw it low. Mahalik couldn't quite get there. Halder pressures on the near side boards, and he'll have to touch up as Heersing throws it, as Ray throws it in deep. Back around the near side, Ray steps up and keeps it in. Thrown through the middle, picked off by Taylor. He overskates, and it's controlled by Monument. They give one off. Look out, opportunity for the backhand, blocked by Heersing. Taps it off of McElhaney, but he gets it back. McElhaney wanted to snap off a forehand shot, ran out of real estate as the Hawks stepped up. Now back out looking towards the front for Cooper. He fans on the one-timer. It might have been stick checked by the Hawks. Good work, though, by Monument, battling to keep pucks in the zone. The Hawks, look out, men alone in front, shot score. Yep, bad turnover and bad defensive zone coverage as Cleek gets one back, and it's 4-1 as Monument gets one home. First goal scored in their home rink against the Hawks as they went down 9-0 the last time these two teams played. So some excitement for the Monument fan base and a little discombobulated on the ends of the Hawks. So at 1:44, the late second period goal goes to Monument to stay within reach at 4-1. Puck played ahead, Missick trying to chop it free and does. Missick goes down the boards and around, cuts middle, blows a tire, and loses the puck. Monument taking advantage, coming out, bang free. King tries to bring it on and does. Gets wide, deflected up in the air. It comes off sticking off the glass to the near side. Bodies come together as Owens comes in. As you see a little bit more physical play from Monument here as they're keeping some offensive zone pressure on. Hawks need to clean things up as there's a touch off for Spohn. Spohn can bring it on. Ostad's up with him. He gives back to Andrew. Andrew trying to find back for Spohn. Turned over perfectly for Cardenas. Shot save made by the netminder. Cardenas got a hold of that. Shot from the point, deflects off a leg, goes out to the far side. Ostad there to pick it up for the Hawks. Through the crease, Ostad's shot. Can't find a deflection. And Spohn sees that tapped out of the zone by Monument. 35 seconds left in the period. Stretch pass. Trying to tap it down low was Cardenas. It gets knocked off his stick. Carried back into the zone, though, by Monument. So stays on side. And finally they float it out to center ice. Ostad sends that in off a stick. 20 seconds left here in the period. Puck off to the near side. Coming in, Halder puts a shoulder in. That one gets thrown through Mahalik and goes out to the far side. Monument trying to snap a shot in on goal just as time expires on the period as Venezia gets one off, but turned aside by the stick of Bell. And we'll go to the third with a 4-1 hockey game. Monument staying within touch of the of the Hawks here. Boy, sorry, I've been doing a lot of Raider broadcasts of late. So the Hawks get 3 in the second, 2 from Heersing, 1 from Missick, and the late goal at the end of the first with 36 seconds left from Ripley gives the 4 tallies for the Hawks. Gleek put one in for Monument to make it 4-1 there at 1:40 left in the second period. So now we'll go to the break and get an ice make and see you guys back here shortly. Okay, welcome back as the refs get the nets back online and the players are waiting either on the bench, as Monument is, or waiting by the door for the Hawks to get back out for this third period. Hawks leading 4-1. Goals from Chase Ripley at the start, or excuse me, at the tail end of the first period, followed by up by 2 bar down shots from Owen Heersink, and the fourth goal coming off the stick of Evan Missick. So 4-1 Hawks. And looking for a strong third period as Monument's got some juice getting that late goal in the second period to cut it to 4-1. So Monument excited to be back out on the ice as they're skating around, warming up, stretching out after the ice cut. Hawks head straight to the bench and get instructions here from Coach Edelman and Coach Dormer and Coach Gore. Coach Gore must be getting warm over there as he turns the fan on the bench. Bell will head back to the pipes here as the Hawks will be going right to left for this third period. Great to see the boys back out on the ice one more time before heading out on the road next weekend. Excited for this group, see if they can get something going come playoff time. And that's going to be all about coming focused, mindset, ready to play next weekend in New Jersey. So here we go. It'll be Spohn, Missick, and Cardenas, I think, coming out first to start things up. Boy, Nate was great on the Missick goal as he got the assist there, setting up Evan out front. Here we go. Puck is down. We're playing hockey here in the third period. Face-off, one off for Cardenas on the near side. He'll backhand that in deep. D-man hammer heading back. Spohn gets there. Can't find the puck though, and it comes up the boards, and Monument working ahead, up and out. Down the ice comes McElhaney. He swings wide. Feeds that puck off, gets it back in return, and gets buried by Cardenas. Puck goes in out front, but not in on Bell, and Hawks feed it up and out. Missick pulls off, gives it up for Spohn. Spohn walking in, fires, oh, just misses the corner. And it goes all the way around and out and down. That's the dreaded self-clear when you miss the net on the far post with that ripper. But so close for Spohn. Now back off on the far side, turnover as Hawk loses an edge. I think that was Cardenas. Nate lost an edge and ends up coming up as Monument picks one up in the zone. Hawks take him off with the body and then come up ice with Missick. Venezia peels that loose, shields off Missick down low. Missick back in the challenge, tries to kick it loose. Loses his twig as the puck goes off to the far side. Ripped around to the near side boards. Missick says, thank you very much. I'll take that. Tries to center up for Taylor cutting. And it goes through his skates. And Monument brings it up and out. Hawks get a change. That gets dumped down into the near side corner. Pulled up with a little back shoulder shimmy, and it comes out on the stick of Heersink. Heersink breaks through neutral zone ice, cuts down the middle, hands that one off, but between two players, Ripley and Oxenrider weren't sure who that was for. Ripley goes down low with it, chips it off the boards near side, and it gets thrown up and out as Monument clears the zone. Ray, still off. Everyone has to touch up, and in the meantime, it comes out of the zone onto the stick of Taylor. He sidesteps one, feeds it across. Nice little look there for Ripley, but he couldn't settle. It's knocked down by a glove, but not out. As finally comes near side, Monument finds a way to escape. Shooting ahead is Cooper. He dumps that in deep corner. Ray looks over the shoulder, backhands it around near side Heersink. Heersink with plenty of time. Waits, feeds it off to the near side for Ripley. Ripley looks to stretch far side, finds the tape. And fed down low for Oxenrider off the stick of Ray. Oxenrider loses it. I'm not sure what's going on as I'm blocked out in the corner. But out of that scrum comes a turnover and onto the stick there of Taylor. Banged out of the zone. Fabrizio will wait. Looking for a touch-up here. Wanted to catch Oxenrider. Cooper picked that off and then gets loose. And then is thrown down into the zone by Monument in behind the net. Fabrizio gets the back pass from his D partner and plays it ahead. Mahalik back through the middle. Sorry for Ostad. Ostad walks it on. Down low, Ostad. Shot, pad, save. Oh, goes through the stick and skates of Robertson. It was a wide open net for B-Rob. That gets thrown up and gloved down. Ostad kicks it in for Mahalik off his skate. He controls, gives that one off for Halder. Halder fires, blocker save made by the netminders. The clock keeps churning. And so do the Hawks as a shot from the point is swallowed up in the glove and held for the first whistle at 13:41 here of the third period, and it stays 4-1 Hawks. Monument doing their best to stay close, giving themselves a chance. So you're saying there's a chance? No, not really. I expect the next one off a Hawk stick. Shot towards the net off the face-off win from Halder, but that gets turned aside. Poked free by Robertson briefly, flipped up in the air. Mahalik gloves it down, fires, and it's just bouncing. Couldn't get the shot on. That gets tossed toward the net off the stick of Mahalik. He'll come out to the near side, plays it back to the point, thrown back down low, picked off by Monument in the corner, but challenged and taken away by Robertson. Robertson walks the corner, looks, fakes going to the point, gives it off for Halder back down low. Halder on the cycle. Comes back around, he gets held up, taken down, he'll draw the call. Mahalik's gonna come up with the puck. He'll work far side, and it gets skated through by both, and Robertson comes in, now touched up, and we'll get the whistle and the penalty call of tripping at 12:55 of the period. Ash Halder draws the call, and the Hawks go to the power play. 2 minutes goes up on the board. Chance for the Hawks to extend back to the 4-goal lead here, and more importantly, get the power play set up going, move the puck well. Face-off one back, taken out by Ripley. He looks, then goes to Mahalik near side. Mahalik waits, goes across with some sauce pass for Heersink. Heersink snaps a shot looking for the Hattie, goes high off the back glass. Mahalik waits, throws it back down low, nobody home, chop free, and out of the zone. He was expecting Robertson to cut. Mahalik will go around one and bring it on. Now he'll try and go through everybody. Kicked it towards the net, he goes down. Puck ends up being controlled though by the Hawks. Pass off for Robertson, he'll wait. Loop back down low. Up high for Ripley. Ripley gives way for Heersink. Heersink on the umbrella, sauces across from Mahalik. Mahalik fires, blocker save, goes up into the screen and out of play. 12:09 of the period and 1:14 left on the power play as we'll get wholesale changes all around. Like to see one go in here. Face off back, one for Fabrizio. He'll go through the middle, Missick in the bumper. He fights off a couple, sticks more. So he's getting challenged there, goes back to the point. Taylor will snap one in low, swallowed up in the pads by the netminder. Minute left here on the power play. So in the first minute, a few shots to the net, few chances, but nothing doing as the netminder stands tall. And Cooper will take a face-off for Monument against Missick here. Good clean face-off win back. Fabrizio fires and scores. Cam Fabrizio at 11:51 puts it home to make it 5-1, and there's your power play goal. As Cam gets one. Nice wrister from the point through traffic. Gleek taking the face off with Oxenrider. That off near side, chopped in hard by McElhaney. Slowed up by Bell behind his net. Ostad looks ahead. Quick area pass gets through everybody, but it was touched apparently by Ripley. And so we'll roll on as that puck goes on to the far side. Cleek, the goal scorer for Monument, tries to hand that one off. Monument has to slow up and touch up on side, and that gives room for Fabrizio to flip it far side for the Hawks. Now back off to the new side. Oh, we get a whistle. And we're going to have a holding call that may go against Monument. Hope you guys are still getting the live feed here. It shows me as having good Wi-Fi connection. So I hope you guys are able to pick it up, but Candy is updating scores as we go. Face-off comes down, flipped up high, it goes off a glove into the bench. And we'll restart here. 1:57 now on this back-to-back power play opportunities here for the Hawks. Mahalik looks like he'll be taking a draw. One back for Missick. Missick hands that one off, comes near side Heersink. Heersink has to slow it up as he got poked in the gut. Flips that one up in the air, knocked down by a good stick by Monument, and the Hawks have to regroup in their own blue line. Missick will work his way around, carry up ice, and drive the middle. Missick swings wide now, taps it free, comes around the back of the net. Room up high for Mahalik. Mahalik will walk. He goes high side, back for Missick. Missick walks in, cross ice pass, centered pass, can't be found, but now Fabrizio finds it, and he fires, pad save made, and goes out to the far side boards. Back off, walking is Ripley. He slides high, now goes down the middle, walks in, fires, glove save, knocked down. Into the net goes Robertson, but the puck hasn't yet, and it stays live. Ripley tries to throw one off across and find Mahalik. That instead ends up on the point for Missick. He walks down, then gives it back off for Fabrizio. Fabrizio back out cross ice, Mahalik off the skate. Back for Cam. Cam down low, Missick. Missick cross Mahalik. There's a look. Whistles high. Cross the net into the back glass. Missick again hands one off, but Mahalik wasn't driving the net. He had to go out to the half boards, pick it up. Robertson tries to play pitch and catch. Gets knocked off his stick. Has to regroup, come near side Missick. Missick in the middle. Backhand shot Ripley. Save made. Glove down by Missick. Missick will walk out. Hands this one back off for Fabrizio. Cam fires. That whistles through everybody. Missick slows it up and keeps it in. Ev waits. Drag move. Goes down low. And Robertson couldn't quite find it. And instead it gets rocketed up off the glass and out of the zone by Monument. As they try to get changed, Ripley has room to come on. He waits and pulls it back, goes down the blue line, back to the middle. He fights through 4, 5, and across, and a perfect feed. And Cardenas can't make it with the finish. And instead it goes all the way down ice, and McElhaney couldn't find it. And we'll get a stoppage at 9:04. Ah, such a beautiful setup for Nate. And he just couldn't quite find that pass to bang it into the empty net. So it stays 5-1, although it says 4-1 on the board. It is 5-1 as they didn't tally the Fabrizio goal. Puck behind the net. Penalty has expired, so that'll be icing again. And we'll come right back down and do it again here. Nate will sub out. Ash Halder will come on. Face-off won by Monument. They played around to the near side. Up the boards. Gets past Oxenrider and down ice for Heersink at the blue line. He chops it past Cooper. And Cooper gets stuck in off sides at the blue line as the puck was played back in. So 8:45 left here in the third period. It's 5-1. contrary to whatever the scoreboard wants to say. Face-off thrown towards the net by McElhaney, and that's turned aside by the stick of Bell. Keeping Bell honest with the long shot there. Puck loose for Heersink. He goes around his own cage and circles through the middle and drives the puck up and out. Heersink gains the blue line, but trying to go through everyone, usually not going to do it. And it doesn't, as he is headed off and puck is turned back out. Now that's a nice stretch pass. Heersink avoids contact, gives it up for Halder. Ash on the far side. Ash trying to walk through one, gets his pocket picked. And a nice little move here for the Monument forward. Breaking out is McElhaney. McElhaney fires. That goes off a stick and wide as Heersink deflects that. And now it comes right back down ice with Taylor. He wanted to go across for Ripley, but he loses the puck. And Cleek brings it on 1-on-2. Cleek, short side shot, save made by Bell. Off to the near side, Ripley. Ripley at his own blue line, not challenged. He'll go cross ice. Finds Missick. Missick will go down the boards, around Venezia, and then flips it around the glass to the near side, but it gets off a stanchion. It comes back the other way. Mahalik keeps it in, though, gives it up for Missick, and then sees that turned over, and out it comes. His Monument will flip it in deep. Bell slows it up a little. In behind, though, Ostad's there. Bangs it off to the near side. Back up out high. Ostad jumps up in the play, sees an opportunity. Can't find it as King takes it for Monument and rips it in deep, slowed up behind the cage by Bell. Fabrizio feed it near side to his partner, and Ostad will go up the boards for Ripley. Ripley through the middle for Missick with Mahalik trailing. Missick fires. And that went off the netminder and back in behind. Missick drives the net, gives it up for Ripley. Ripley's shot save made. Netminder doing a good job picking up the transition there. Then a turnover onto the stick of Ripley. Finds off for Missick to go to Mahalik, but the bouncing puck is picked off by Monument and taken out of the zone. King walks it on. Here goes far side shot, score, one-timer to make it 5-2. And that was the odd man rushage. And a perfect play across for the one-timer. Nice job opening up for the slapper. And the one-timer goes home to make it 5-2 at 6:26 of the period. Rip down ice, that's icing. Yeah, you can blow the whistle. McElhaney powered that one through everyone. Probably wanted to put it on net, but he missed Bell, and we'll get an offensive zone face-off here. At 6:24. Face off at the near side, Robbie. Robbie gives it back down low. Can change the puck. Robinson shot. Robertson can't get it through the legs. The D-man blocks that one off, and it comes up and out. Good back checking by Nate Cardenas. Forces the turnover onto the stick there of Heersink, and then Nate avoids, but I thought he was offsides. That one gets thrown out front. I think Monument would have had a bit of an argument if that had ended up going in the back of the net, but comes clear and down into the Hawk end. Good tap there by Heersink off to the near side corner. Now played ahead by Robertson. B-Rob all the way down the boards in a battle with King. Goes in behind the net. Plays it back to the point, on rushing Fabrizio. Fires wide of the cage. Played off to the near side. Down the boards comes Ray to keep it in deep. Spone is there, but he can't control with McElhaney challenging. Spone wins it, gets it back, but turns it over for McElhaney, who flips it up and out. And that'll go down ice for icing. So 5:21 left here in the third period. Hawks now leading 5-2 as the 4-goal lead gets cut into. Regained and cut into again on the nice one-timer for Monument. And here we go. Face-off is down. Puck goes far side. Taylor comes across. He can't find it. Gleek, the first one there for Monument. He rips it around near side looking for Cooper. Ripley taps it free, but it comes up and out of the zone. And Hawks have to touch up. Auction Rider forechecking, comes on. Good step up, forces the turnover. Ripley want to go right back. Gets the puck, finds it through the middle. He and Oxy working. He'll play it back up to the point for Fabrizio. And Cam absorbs contact to get it deep. Taylor overskates it. Puck gets ripped around to the near side, Ostad. Ostad plays it down the boards. Ripley tries to tap it back, but Cooper reads that well, and he and Gleek bring it out. Gleek back around to the near side, throws it towards the net, chopped away by Fabrizio and out. And that should be icing, and it is. So 4:25 left here is in the third, 5-2 hockey game. So defensive zone face-off here for Mahalik at 4:25 of the third period. Puck knocked free towards the point, kept in by McElhaney for Monument. Monument walking out towards the front. Shot, pad save made there by Bell, staying tight on his post. Back off, it's picked off here now. The Hawks get it free. Good work by Robertson to peel it loose. Tapped off the stick of Halder. Robertson comes in to support. Now wants to go back to Halder out front, but instead ends up on the stick of Mahalik. He works around, taps one towards the net. That deflects and goes wide. Back up high and floated out of the zone and all the way down for icing. 3:51 left here in the third period. 5-2 Hawks. Mahalik will take the draw. Wins it back, comes to the point for B-Rob. He gets it knocked off his stick. Mahalik steals it back, stumbles, and then throws it towards the front. Halder not there to deflect. Stick of the netminder sends it around. That gets thrown back in low. Mahalik will peel it loose. He waits, nothing to go in there, so reverse out of the corner, come up high. Ostad across ice for Fabrizio. Rips one in low. Big pad save and a clear that goes all the way down ice for icing. A good movement from D to D at the point. Creates a nice low shot from Fabrizio. I want to see that all weekend next weekend. Because Fabrizio and anyone else at the point, keep those pucks low, get those big juicy rebounds. And we got to get bodies to the front of the net. Face off. Pulled loose by Monument. They've done a much better job here in the third, winning some face-off battles. There's a shot from the point, hits a couple of bodies, never gets through. Monument brings it up out on the stick of King. King gets challenged, the puck taken away by Ray after a stick lift from Missick. And puck comes near side, Spone, perfect pass on the tape. Cardenas fires, but it gets stick checked and goes wide. Cardenas taps that loose on the far side for Missick. Challenged though and unable to go to the net. Gives it up for Cardenas. Nate goes around the D and down deep corner. Works in behind the net. Ref trying to steer clear. They'll play at high point. Ray off near side sinks for Missick. Stick taken away by the stick of Venezia, and then Venezia gets the pass back and breaks it out of the zone. Venezia will flip that in on Bell, who holds it and then plays it off to the near side corner. Keeps the clock moving at 2:25. Puck in behind the net. Ray rims it around, but Cleek is the first one there. Cleek gets challenged a little bit, mugged a bit by Spone, and loses the puck. And Ray trying to tap it free. Look out, Cleek in front, but the pass, center pass just out of the reach of his stick. That was dangerous. This puck gets knocked free on the far side. Monument keeps it in the zone. Heersink sweeps in to pick it up. Gives this one off. Cardenas turns it over. Monument looking out front. Picked off by Heersink. He'll get it ahead and flip it up and out off the backhand. And that'll be icing, as he can't get the touch with Spohn. Spohn was going to have to dive out and make the one-handed grab a la the NFL. Wasn't happening. And Ison will bring it back down for a defensive zone faceoff for Oxenrider. Oxy's faceoff. Down on the skates. Shot blocked off of McElhaney. McElhaney takes it in, wants to get another shot off. Thrown back to the near side. Hawks see that thrown in front. Oh, that would have been a great one to dump out, but McElhaney picks it off. Now turned over. Hawks benefit as it comes ahead onto the stick of Taylor. Taylor wants to go across, but couldn't find Oxy. Good defensive play made on the back end by the back-checking D-man for Monument. Shot towards the net, held by Bell at 114. Face off, knocked free, goes far side. Halder skates it up and out to the blue line, kicks it to himself, feeds it off for Mahalik. Mahalik jumps in. He's 1-on-2. Fires, just misses the top left corner. Goes off hard off the back glass. Mahalik working around, finds Halder. Tried to tap a pass off for B-Rob. Mahalik gets knocked down, but not before he slows up McElhaney. McElhaney in a battle with B-Rob. B-Rob wants to knock it loose. Comes out front, quick shot, save made. And chopped up. Mahalik knocks it down with a stick. And then Cleek gets it ahead and into the zone. Back off to the near side, Mahalik. He'll stretch it ahead for Robertson. B-Rob walks down. Should reverse it back. He does. Now walks in, wants to drag it, gives it off Mahalik. Tries to go far side. Stick check by Cooper. Mahalik slows up King on the near side. As that gets dumped in. Final 13 seconds. Rolling off. 5 seconds left. Spohn watches that trail down in the zone and just lets it tie up as time expires on a 5-2 win. And a good effort by Monument. They get a couple on the Hawks tonight. The Hawks will take a 5-2 win into the end of the weekend. So thanks for tuning in for these two periods. Sorry I didn't make it for the beginning, but made it for all the goals, although you might not have seen that first one. So I don't think my tape was up and running. So see you guys next week from New Jersey as we'll be in Mount Laurel for AHL.